Hello, friends. This is James Marland from Course Creation Studio. Today, we're going to talk about something that is important to me, which is value. I love adding value, but not just for the sake of making things cheaply, but I love adding value while improving the product. So, we're going to talk about something that I'm learning in my project management course on value engineering. So, value engineering is all about improving service delivery and reducing costs. Which value engineering? I've already introduced it. Okay, so next slide. Value engineering is a systematic method that improves the value of goods and services by analyzing the function of a product or service and identifying ways to perform the function in the most cost effective manner. Or a simple way to say that is value engineering is a way to make something better while making it cost less. For an online course, it can be used to evaluate the course by looking at the different parts of the course, figuring out ways to make them better and more efficient, all while saving you time or money. Now, where is a lot of the money coming from? Like, where does a lot of the cost come from? Well, it's your time. If you are bootstrapping a course, if you're making the course by yourself and you're doing the Canva and you're doing the Teachable or the Kajabi, then this is where your time is going to be the biggest cost. So, how do you look at what you're doing and provide the same benefit to your customers as if with fewer steps, fewer costs, more shortcuts? How do you get the same benefit from your product without all the costs and hassle? For example, an online course has a lot of videos. Most online courses has some sort of video component to it, and you might look at ways to make those videos more interesting, more engaging, all while reducing the costs of producing them. The lower costs could come from using a different type of equipment, or you don't pay somebody to film you. You buy a Logitech Brio or you buy a Logitech 920 and then record it in Windows Movie Maker or something. So you find a way to add more engagement while reducing costs. Now, I love these videos. Most of these videos have me talking and you see my picture and you also see the screen content. I used the Logitech, it's called Logi Capture. It came with the camera. It has some neat features that I can use that changes resolution and changes size and aspect ratio and zoom in and out. I can choose my microphone. So it all works really well together, and I don't need somebody recording me, paying somebody to produce it. And then I use a Canva to either chop it up into little chunks or Descript, which is like a $20 program to that's really fairly easy to use, that makes me sound good, and it also can help me edit out my ums and ahs, which I have more than I would like, but anyways, take those out. It's not that expensive. The camera was 100 or something dollars and Descript is $20. Now Canva Pro is $20, so I have the costs for multiple programs are adding up. But if I just wanted to do it in Canva, I could record this in Canva, chop it up into little pieces and post it on social media or download the video, then upload it to YouTube. I think I can even upload it to YouTube right from Canva. So you don't need a high production video company. Another way to do value engineering for the courses is by looking about how is the course delivered to students. So could you brainstorm and say, well, how could I deliver this? You don't necessarily need to deliver your course through Kajabi or Teachable. They do a lot of awesome things, and I do recommend doing that, but you could go through ConvertKit. ConvertKit has a drip campaign where if people sign up for the course, you can send them emails with your video content embedded in it, probably hosted on YouTube, where you can only get to it through a link, but then you're delivering the same content, the same course for less money. It does less things for it, but maybe you're looking at your course, you're value engineering it and saying, we don't need a high service that does a lot. I just need it to deliver the content and collect payments. So then you look for the options to make it easier. Another way to do value engineering is maybe by looking at the marketing. Maybe you pay for ads, and maybe there's a way to do it. Instead of paying for ads, you sponsor podcasts in your niche. So if you pay for ads on Facebook or, I don't know, Facebook, Google, your keywords are competing with the other keywords of that audience. So if you were trying to sell Coca-Cola or something, or cola or drink or soft drinks, and you were trying to buy the keyword soft drink, which sounds really difficult, you would be competing against the big people who are spending lots of money. But maybe another way to do it is to look at, craft, I don't know, craft beer came to mind. Craft beer people, I don't even know what they're called, brewmasters or something. And there's podcasts for them. And maybe you want to just advertise with the people who brew craft beer. Maybe you have a kit or a class. Well, now you're not competing with the Google keywords and the Facebook keywords. You have somebody that you can market to in a different way. So look at the different ways to do your marketing. It doesn't always have to cost money. It might just be a different way to look at it. But overall, the goal of value engineering is to find the best balance between cost and value. So when you're looking at the online course, you are trying to give people the benefits of the course in the most effective and engaging way possible, while also being affordable. Hey, could you dump $20,000 into creating a course? Of course you can. Probably fairly easily, with like video costs and graphics and somebody to record it, somebody to edit it, sound engineering, all those types of things. But you can value engineer it to deliver the benefit to the client, deliver the benefit to the customer, while also keeping the costs in line for your organization. So there's 6 steps to value engineering. We're going to briefly go through each step. So if you wanted to do this on your own, you would identify the problem or opportunity, define the function, generate ideas, evaluate and choose an idea, implement and test the idea, and then evaluate the results. And it's like a cycle that you would do. And I would recommend, your list might be 30 items, I got to improve 30 things. I would just choose the top 1 to 3 items, maybe even just one, because the more things you change, you might break something that you didn't intend on breaking. Or you might, if you change 5 things all at once, you won't know what was actually effective. You won't know the answer. So think about it like a scientist. If you're a scientist trying to value engineer your course, then you are going to choose one thing to change, evaluate it, tweak, take data, and then change again. It's like rapidly changing one variable at a time. Like, get enough data to know if it's working or not, and then move on. So identifying the problem, the first step in value engineering is just to identify the problem or the opportunity that needs to be addressed. This could be a cost issue, a performance issue, like something came back broken, or a combination of both. And then the next step is to define the function of the product or service. This involves identifying the specific tasks or activity of the product or service that it must perform, as well as the required inputs and outputs. So for my class, my core class, I'm trying to teach therapists how to build an online course, but not just build it, generate automatic income, generate automatic revenue. So I could teach people how I take an outline, throw it into Microsoft Word, upload that outline to PowerPoint, which it creates slides for me. And then because I like graphics, I I upload my things into Canva, so that allows me to put in movies and things. But it's because I like it. Now, I understand I'm probably putting in more time than some of this actually needs for some things. I'm over engineering it. So the function of the course is to teach them some marketing, why they do things, some marketing principles, different types of clients, how to build the course, how to launch the course, and then finally how to automate the course. I'm trying to teach all those things. So do I need, what do I absolutely need to do that? Do I need motion videos on my course? Probably not, unless I got feedback that said, "Oh, James, the best thing about your course was you chose the right video or the right picture that clearly illustrated the function." Well, then I would have to reevaluate. But for the most part, people just want the promise. If you can teach them how to build a course and market a course, then that's what they're looking for. How do I build a course and market a course? How do I put it on automatic? So to teach somebody how to put a course on automatic, you actually do have to go through, like, why are you doing this? Who are you marketing it to? How do you build it? How do you launch it? And how do you put it on automatic? You have to do all those things. But maybe they just want to do, how do I build the course? Well, if I do how to build the course, that's like half of my material or less. It's like a third of the material. So maybe that's all they want. How do I build this course? I don't need to know how to market it. I already have a marketing arm. So then I would just like take the feedback and build just the marketing piece, or build through the marketing piece saying, oh, they want this benefit, so I better design that function into it. So then you generate ideas. Once the function has been identified, the team or the person brainstorms and generates as many ideas as possible for improving the value of the product or service. This can be done through brainstorming, lateral thinking, creative problem solving. I also like mind maps. There's a lot of programs now that offer mind mapping. I think ClickUp offers mind mapping, or you could just take a piece of paper. And mind mapping, if you don't know, is you draw an idea in the center and then you draw branches off that idea. So if I was doing a cooking course on cooking, I would want to, have a branch that says equipment, then a branch that says dishes, and then a branch that says, who's my audience? And then off the audience, I might say, busy business owners, moms, single dads, and then that would give me the ideas for the mind map. So, anyways, spent a lot of time talking about mind maps, but you generate ideas. Once you know the function, what are the ideas that you have to improve the value while reducing the cost? So then you evaluate your ideas. After the list of ideas has been generated, just look at each idea based on its potential impact, feasibility, and cost. Then select the ideas that offer the most value and move forward with implementing them. So you might come up with 10 ideas, but most often only 1 to 3 of those ideas are going to be your big impact ideas. So based on the amount of time you have, the energy you have, the resources that you have, and if it can give you the big wins, then you would implement those ideas, or you would select those ideas. Then you implement them. Once you've selected it, you implement the idea and then test to ensure that they're effective, that it's doing the function that you're trying to do. It's meeting the performance standard. This might involve pilot prototyping, and other forms of experimentation. You might offer, let's say you have a new course, you might offer it to somebody who's already taken it, or segment your course, like saying, I'm going to run a new pilot group with the changes and get some feedback. Because remember, we're little course creation scientists, right? We're not going to make the best thing immediately without some experimentation, without some data. What's the best way to get data when you're teaching a course? Teach the course. You're going to teach a course to get the data. One of my personal problems, I know, is I will try to make things perfect before launching them And you do have to have some sort of standards, but that also prevents me from launching as often as I want. So how do I get the data if I'm not implementing and test? You can't. It's like all stuck in your head. It's all dreams. So get that out. Get create your worst course so you can make your best course. Make a change, make 2 minor changes, release it, see what happens, come back with the data, and then that goes to the evaluate the results. After the ideas have been implemented and tested, the team or the course creator should evaluate the results and determine the overall impact on the value and product. If if you want what happens if the desired improvement have been achieved, then you move on to the next problem. So if you solve the problem, you're getting the results, you're hitting the benchmarks, then move on to the next one or opportunity. You used idea 1, it came back with great data, so go to your next idea for improvement and implement that. If it didn't, or if it hurt your program, your course, then take it back to baseline and try the next implementation, try the next idea, or even come up with new ideas. If the idea is totally off base, you might have to go back to a previous step and say, you know what, this didn't work. We need to go back and find a new way to do things. Examples of how to use value engineering when creating videos for your course. Excuse me. So we're just gonna do a mini evaluation. When you're creating videos, what are some of the problems? What are some of the functions? What are the ideas? And then select one, implement, and test. So what are some ideas for what are some problems when you think of creating a video for an online course? What are some of the problems? Well, the problems might be lighting. The problems might be audio. The problems might be cost, like it costs because I hire somebody. The problems might be editing. The problems might be, what are some other problems? What's coming to my mind now is an opportunity. Maybe you're speaking at a conference. Maybe you're speaking at your local school. Maybe you're speaking at a local community or agency or advocacy group. You're speaking. So an opportunity could be to record yourself or record other people with just a camera or something that has good audio and video. An opportunity could be to record that. So the function, it just depends. The function for video is to deliver engaging content and teach a subject. So what are some ideas for creating your online video? So an idea, here are 5 ideas for making cost-effective videos for your online course. Idea number 1, use low-cost equipment. Instead of using expensive professional equipment or cameras and lighting, consider low-cost options such as your smartphone or even an entry-level DSLR camera. Those cameras can run you $200 to $500, but they do make nice images. So that could be one option. Another way for value engineering your videos is film in natural light. Natural light is a free and widely available resource that can be used to light your videos. So this is one of the things I did. I used to work in my basement and I have some lighting for it, but it never looked as good as I wanted it. So I have a room upstairs in my house that was being used for storage, and we cleaned it out, painted it up. I'm doing some decorations, and it's going to be my room, but it has a window off to the left for me that, even though my lighting isn't perfect, it's probably twice as good as it was in the basement, and I didn't have to spend a ton of money for extra lights, because I was looking into like, well, how do I need to add more lights? Do I need to buy like, instead of my $100 light set, do I need to buy like a $300 light set or even more? It was getting like out of hand. So one of the ways I value engineered mine was to go upstairs, paint the storage room and open the window. Use simple backgrounds. So instead of filming in expensive locations, consider just being a simple background like a plain wall or a solid colored sheet. This can help reduce design issues. Another idea is just basic editing software. Instead of using the professional versions, you can use iMovie or Windows Movie Maker. I use a program called Descript. It costs me $20 a month. Not super expensive. It cleans up my audio and it takes out the ums. It's great for me, so that's what I do. But it's not expensive, and it can uh, edit the audio to make you sound better. So it's a win-win for me. Not super expensive. And finally, reuse content. If you've already created your videos for other courses or projects, considering reusing some of that in 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 your new courses. This can help reduce the time and cost of producing new videos. Another way to do this for reusing content is if you have slides, maybe just slides with no video image, you can reuse the slides and then talk over them. An easy way to do this is load your slides up. Microsoft even has a way to do this. Load your slides up and talk over your slides, record the screen and click through it. So then you just got to choose one. You know, what's the function you're trying to do, and can you do it cheaper, better, faster, quicker, without reducing the quality? That's value engineering for your course. So in conclusion, you can create great content for less money. Value engineering is a way to make something better, also making it cost less, while also making it cost less. It can be used to evaluate an online course by looking at the different parts of the course and figuring out ways to make them better and more efficient while also saving money. I hope you found this useful. When you've created your course or as you're going through your course, it's always good at some point to do some sort of value engineering exercise where you evaluate either your marketing, your delivery, your creation process, and say, is there a way to do this better? Is there a way to create things? And maybe another way to do it better is to outsource some of this, because maybe you don't like making graphics, or maybe you don't like editing the video, and your time is valuable. As a business owner, you know, your time's worth in the hundreds of dollars an hour because you can do a lot in your company. So maybe it would be beneficial to hire somebody for $30 to $50 an hour to engineer your audio or to engineer your video source. That could be actually a value. Your value engineering, one of your solutions is to outsource something that you don't like to do. So I hope this has been beneficial to you. I hope you think about, not when you try to engineer something for value, you're not just trying to cheapen it, but you're finding ways to make it better while costing less for your organization. This is James with Course Creation Studio. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time.